All right, and we're live. How's it going, everybody? So, today I'm just gonna pick up where we left off yesterday with the countdown timer app thing. Let me last night when I was streaming, I was having some technical difficulties. At some point, my internet just kind of crapped out or something, and I kind of kept streaming for a while, thinking that I was live, but I think I probably wasn't, and so I'm honestly not sure where I left off. But we'll find out. So, hey Nicola, how's it going? Trying to find out if I'm on Twitch. Okay, yeah, it does look like it's on Twitch. Cool. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen any of the earlier streams, what I'm doing is I'm building a countdown timer for the Android Dev Challenge that's happening. And I'm not actually participating. I can't, but it's just like a fun little example to do. And so yeah, this is kind of the mock-up I'm going after. Mostly I'm trying to build the right hand side here, where there's like this kind of wheel that counts down. I kind of got pretty far here, so you can see like kind of we have this kind of gesture based wheel thing, and I can kind of scroll around here, and there is no timer functionality at the moment, so it's really just like a finger position wheel right now. But what I'd like to do now is continue making it a little bit prettier, and so I'm gonna get the colored tick marks to follow like a sweep gradient, and so then after that, what I want to do is like figure out the logic to where like if I go past 100% here, then it'll like add on to the time instead of like resetting it back to 0. And so that'll be like a little bit tricky. And then I also want the top, like, so the north point to represent the 0 position, which it doesn't right now, so we'll tweak that. And yeah. Hey Nalsa, hey Josie, hey Dev Souza, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so let's move over to Android Studio. And I was thinking about this more last night. And I think the way I'm doing this right now is kind of silly. I think I should move this for loop into the draw method, especially when we start doing like the sweep gradient and everything. I think this will just make more sense. So I'll probably do that, and then it'll make it easier to handle some of the animations. So yeah, I think it'll just be better. So maybe I can do that as well. So let's what should we do here? I mean, realistically, I guess I should just move this up there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. We can just move this modifier here. And then I'm gonna extract this and put it into here. Okay. So the start and end radius we're calculating once. This theta we have once. We've got 2 thetas now. So let's keep this as end theta or something. We'll rename it to that. Okay. So then the theta that we've got here ends up being just the theta for that tick mark, which makes sense. Okay. So Gabe Souza says, what happened to the stream yesterday? The Mac froze. I don't know. My machine didn't freeze, but it was kind of being weird. Like, it might have been a Chrome issue actually. I'm not sure, but my chat window like went out, and then I couldn't browse to any web pages. Studio is like still working, but what I found out was that like it doesn't seem like any video was being sent to YouTube or Twitch, so I'm not really sure what happened. I think there was like 10 minutes or so where I was just talking to myself, but it's all right. Marco asked, do you have a repository for this clock you're building? Yeah, I'm gonna put this, I have like a composed dog fooding repo that I have online, and I'll put this code up there at some point. I haven't pushed it yet. Okay, so this looks like it'll compile. Let's see if this still works like we expect. And so eventually what I'll probably do is I'll extract this out into like a widget where you know, basically this gesture detector and the tick marks being drawn are kind of like in one place. And what I'd like to do is add some animations to this in addition to the gradient and stuff like that. Yeah, Marco, I'll add the clock code. I'm trying to think, like I'm not sure if I should be concerned about pushing this code to GitHub if people are gonna submit the code. I don't know. Just I'll push it because I think obviously we'll be able to tell if it's like a duplicate of my code, but just, you know, feel free to use this code as learning material for like the thing that you want to build, but please don't like copy it and then submit it to the contest. Yeah, I could wait till the challenge ends, but I do kind of I like the idea of people learning from this and using it. I just don't want it to be like point blank copied. Okay, so this still works, which is good. So let's try that sweep gradient. Yeah, which I haven't, not actually sure how to do. This will be kind of interesting. So if we do equals, what was it? Is brush dot sweep gradient. Okay. And then we'll use the colors that we've got. So we've got, what was it? It was light orange and then dark red. That should be good. And then what other parameters do I have here? So I think the center defaults to the center of the draw scope, so that should be fine. Yeah, Solomon Q says, I feel it's a little weird that the first 500 people get a reward with some low effort submissions, not all of them, compared to some people who have done some very nice examples that I've learned a lot from, but require more time to do so. Yeah, I agree. I think there's some nuance here. Like I would be upset if all of the challenges were like that, but I think it's just this week that's like that. And I think there are pros and cons. You know, I was talking to someone about this, and I think there's this psychological effect that can happen where, like, a lot of people, when the contest is graded on quality, you know, that's obviously, you know, nice that people that build higher quality things get rewarded for it. But I think there's also a subset of people that you feel like you'll never have a chance to win if that's how it goes, and like never have and so then you just don't try. You don't try to learn and things like that. Whereas this type of a challenge, it ends up kind of pushing people just over that edge where they say, oh, okay, well, I can win then, so let me try. And then they end up learning, and they might end up producing something that's like super high quality, but you know, maybe not. Jan 1337 says, shouldn't it be random then? It could be. Yeah, it could be like a drawing or something. You know, I don't know if there's any merit to one versus the other. I suppose that would maybe rush people a little less. So I don't know. But anyway, I mean, I do think that it's a bummer if someone that tries really hard to build a beautiful timer doesn't get rewarded, and then someone who builds like a really quick and dirty one does. But, you know, this is just this challenge, and then there will be some other ones that will be graded differently, and so, you know, be on the lookout for those. Let's see. Nelsa says, can you explain the math behind what's in this draw behind lambda? Yeah, I'll try and do that in a second. And then Solomon Q says, of course I want everyone to feel included, but some people really did something in 5 to 10 minutes and upload it just to get the reward. It felt kind of scammy from them, but luckily most of the community did some really nice work there. Yeah, I understand your frustration, and I'm like, I think I agree with you in a lot of ways. It's just I think it's a, you know, nuanced thing, and I would be upset if all of the challenges were graded in that way, but they're not. And I think the ones that aren't, the prizes, I think, are, you know, sort of a bit better. I don't know. Okay, so Nalsa asked about the math in this draw behind function. So let me try and go through that real quick. So what we have here is we've got like a finger position, and that is in XY coordinates. And we have basically like a fixed center here in the middle of this timer. And so the position is the X and Y position. Like the when I say position, I mean this position state variable, which is an offset. It is the XY position relative to the center of this wheel. And what I do then is I take those X and Y coordinates and I calculate what the angle would be. So I basically convert it to polar coordinates, and I do that here. And so you can do that by doing arctangent of the Y position over the X position, and that gives you the angle in radians. And so then this just converts it to degrees. And so then that's what we have. And so then that's this n theta. And so then what I do is I say, okay, let's kind of pick an angle in degrees, like around 360, and let's go through each one. And when I go through each one, I say, okay, if that angle is less than the angle where my finger is, then I'm going to give it like an on position. So that's what happens here. And then what this does is this converts that angle of the tick mark, so not of my finger position, but of the tick mark that we're drawing. And I convert it back into radians because that's what these math functions think in terms of. And then I need to draw a line on the canvas. And so I need like a start and an end. And so the way I calculate that is by taking that angle and so I can get an X and a Y in polar coordinates as basically R times cosine theta and R times sine theta. And so this is the radius of the start position and the end position. And so then now I have these XY coordinates, which again is relative to the center of these like little tick marks that I want to draw. And so now that I have that, I end up drawing the line. And again, since this is relative to the center, I need to sort of add the center position to this so that it's relative to the top left, which is how the canvas thinks. And that's what's happening in this lambda. So, it's it's not too much. It's some math going on, but if you just like this is basically just conversion to and between polar coordinates and Cartesian coordinates. If you want to like look that up, might explain it better. Hey Joanna V, how's it going? Okay, so here's my sweep gradient. And I'm honestly I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to use this. So I think draw line. So if anyone knows the right way for me to use this to apply, I want basically the lines to get drawn with this brush being used, which I think under the hood is going to be a shader. I'm wondering if I need the shader instead. I might. So it's a shader brush. So maybe this is what I want. Sweep gradient shader. Let me try that instead. And center, colors, and color stops. Okay. And the color stops are units the color stops are in. Okay, so center is going to be center. And that gives us the colors and then color stops. Okay, which is listed float. And so since it's floats, I'm not sure what units it'll be in, if it'll be radians or if like percentage of completed circle. I'm not really sure. I think what I'll do is look at how sweep gradient is implemented to figure that out. That's the color stops one. The stops is null. Okay, so what happens here is stops is null. Oh, interesting. Can it be null in here? Yes, it can. Okay. I guess I'll just do that. I think it'll pick the right defaults. Let's try that. And so now I've got a shader. And what can I do with the shader? Not as familiar with these APIs. So I wonder if this is oh, you know what? Actually, maybe I don't need a shader. Maybe I do want the brush. And I just pass that in instead of the color. That's probably right. Is that gonna be good enough? Okay. Sweep. So let's see if this works. So I need to change this. So if it's on, then we're gonna use the brush. Otherwise, oh, and actually, here's what I can do: is I can so this is the sweep brush, and then this is the off brush. Let's do that. Color equals, we'll do this. And I think there's like an as brush or something. Brush. Okay, maybe I need to do color brush. I know like at some point this is converted into a brush, so I'm just trying to figure out how to get a brush from a color. Configure stroke paint. Let me see. Oh, solid color. That's what I want. Let's see. All right, so then here, say solid color. I think like an as brush or something might be like a good API. Let me write that down real quick. Okay, so then here, instead of using the color API, what we're going to use is the brush API. And I think that'll work. But let's find out. Okay. Nelson says, thanks for the clarification. You're welcome. Dan says, nice to catch you streaming again. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Nico says, congrats. Thanks for the great work you guys are doing. Also appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Jonah B asked, do you pass the shader to the draw calls maybe? Yeah, so like I guess what I thought that a brush wasn't actually going to help me, but it actually does. So this was helpful, but it is kind of weird. So okay, so the default color stop is to the right, and I want it to be up top. And likewise, you know, this is also following the wrong origin. So we need to solve some of those problems first. So let's do that. Okay, so right now everything before the right is showing up as on, which is not what we wanted. So just because I kind of want to clean this up a little bit more. So what I'd like to do, let's create a composable here. Composable fun. Let's call it like a tick wheel. Naming is hard. So let's give it a few parameters here. Let's give it a number of ticks, and let's give it a start. I'm like wondering how themable I actually want this to be. I might just hard code the colors, but you could give it some parameters here. Let's just go ahead and do that. So start color and color. Okay. And we'll give it a modifier because I want it to just kind of fill the space that it's in. And then I want to give it a content as well. Whoops. So let's move that. A little too much. Or was it? Box. All right, put that in there. And so then here we're gonna say, give me a tick wheel. let's put this text inside of the content here. And we'll move origin and position should both be state of this tick wheel thing. Actually, the position should be, I'll end up, yeah, I'll think about that. Now, is there something we want to move out of here? So let's say fill max width is gonna be above, but we'll say that this widget, like being a square, is sort of by design. And then ticks here. We gave it 40 before, so we'll stick with that. This is that. And then, so 9 here is just 360 divided by ticks. Okay. So these are the start and end colors. Start color. The start color is going to be, well, actually we kind of, well, I don't know, that might be cheating. Did it actually work correctly? Yeah, it did. Okay, so we want those to be light orange, end color to be dark red. And then we'll figure out what color stops it's expecting. I'm hoping one of these like actually tells you in the comments. Okay, so this looks like it's a percentage. Color stops throughout the sweep gradient. Should probably be explicit about that in the documents, but at least the sample makes it pretty clear. Okay. So now in our sweep gradient, we're gonna say light orange to 0 and dark red to 1. And so that should be like, that's like our current behavior. And center. But our current behavior is actually kind of wrong. What is it? Bars. Oh, it's float to color. 0 to okay. And so we actually need to tweak this a little bit. I'm not sure it'll let me do like a negative here. So I assume that the range I have to deal with is 0 to 1. So what? That actually makes it kind of hard. I mean, it means I have to know what the intermediate value is. Let me. Sweep gradient should take in an angle. No, maybe. Does it? That would be nice. Doesn't look like it does. So each value is number one. Is center not an offset? This is. I feel like that should be allowed, but not sure why it's not. Okay, let's just make sure that I didn't break anything, but let's. I mean, like, you know, if I knew what the color was 75% along the way, then I could do the right thing, but this seems less than ideal doing it this way. Yeah, I can rotate the canvas, but I don't love that. It's like it feels like I'm rotating the canvas for like a silly reason, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna make. I don't think that matters, but All right, let's ignore the brush for the moment, and let's try to get this. Let's try to get some of the other angles set correctly. So. So is this actually supposed to be? What happens when I do that? Okay, so now there's this negative issue. Okay, so n theta. So n theta has the range from -180 to 180. So here we're going from 0 until ticks. So I think here what I want. So if I subtract 180 here, then I has the same range as n theta to 180. Okay. And then This then has the correct range. Is this wrong somehow? Let me think about this. This is in radians. So this is what I had before, but okay, so now, so it's just when I draw it that I should change it. So does that mean that I should do a plus 180 here? Or a plus pi? But the problem is that then that's gonna change. Well, I think this is the wrong place to do it because I'm gonna end up making it so it doesn't correspond to my finger, which is not what I want. Okay. Yeah, I mean so the reason it's showing up with this here is because of this default value. So if this was minus 180 as the default value, then that would it would be empty whenever I release my finger. Which is what we see. Okay. I know what I need to do. Okay, so okay, so really what I want is I need to do a modulo somewhere, I think. So I want the I'm confusing myself on stream. All right, I'm gonna like sit down and figure this out later, but I don't want to spend too long just muttering to myself on stream. So let's just say that it starts on the left-hand side right now for whatever unfortunate behavior that means, but okay. So let's deal with the next step. I think what I want to do, let's start representing this position as like a time value. Yeah, it's decided. It starts on the left side. That's right. Okay, so time value. So there's an interesting challenge, which is like whenever whenever position goes around the circle, we want to kind of add it to like a 60 seconds or something like that. What we'll say. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna say let's say position here equals a state of well, no, let's not do that. So let's say that we've got a tick wheel state. And then we'll say position by wheel state of. So we'll give that spot here, state. And then what I want to do is I want to say our position by state dot position. Well, actually, that doesn't matter. We'll do that. So I've moved the position state into a class. And then what I want to do is kind of give that a time. We'll say it has a time string here. And right now it'll just return this. Okay, and then what I want to do is actually hoist this state up into here. So we'll say state there, and then we'll pass this in to the tick wheel, and then here we'll say time. Maybe that should be like time left or something, but good enough. In the gradient, I'm going to replace these with the start color and end color so that we're actually using those parameters. All right. Now here, let's just say that we had theta equals position dot theta. Vivek says, I have a dumb doubt. Maybe I'm updating state 1 and then updating state 2 and using state 1, but state 2 is not getting updated. Am I doing something wrong? Updating state 1, then updating state 2. Sorry, Vivek, I'm not sure I understand the question. You know, maybe you can paste some code or something. Not sure I understand, sorry. Okay, so if we had a theta, then you know, so this is in degrees from minus 180 to 180. So let's say plus 180, and then all right. Equals position. I hate dealing with null values in math. It's really annoying. It seems like somehow, you know, everything is like the nullary operator like works really well for everything but math. I'm not really sure why that is. Okay, so when this is going, let's just say we're going to, so let's just mod this by, well, we don't need to mod it, divided by 360. All right, so that's a fraction around the circle. So then let's multiply that by 60, and then round to end here. And this isn't really what we want, but let's just see how that works. And I'll go ahead and lift the return out, and let's see that happen. Okay, so this, you know, roughly works. So let's start like the countdown kind of deal now, right? So what I want to do is have a button somewhere. Let's put it below here. I'm gonna do an icon button, which, like, let's just say this is I don't know if it's gonna be start or pause. Import an icon button, and then here we're gonna say icon default. Is there like a play arrow? Sure. All right, and then this is gonna need a content description. Let's say play. Now we need to add a toggle method to this state. All right, so what we want to do is, let's say I'm going to give this a coroutine scope. Val scope equals remember coroutine scope. And then I'm going to pass that in. All right, so let's just say this gets passed in there. Oop. All right. Afzal asks, have you seen the full poster, Leland? Not sure what you mean. What poster? No, I haven't. Okay, so then here, I think what we want to do, let's actually create a new new value here. Countdown time. Okay, and then here we're going to return countdown time. Maybe? Countdown. Not really sure what the right way to represent this state is yet. I haven't really thought about it too much. Okay, so what I'd like to do is, let's say, like, let's just say we had this. So the sort of like pseudocode here is like, we've got, you know, seconds to start with, which, like, let's say it's 60. Now current time. What I guess, like, what I want to do is like kind of avoid, I want to avoid using like actual control flow to be a clock, and actually just like after some amount of time has elapsed, just get like the current time at that point. I think that's probably the right thing to do. Yeah, why not? Just an instance. It's a get instance. It's annoying. So let's just say delay every 1,000 milliseconds. And then here basically so let's say start time new time equals now lapsed equals start time or new time minus start time. Wonder, you know, I haven't used the new Kotlin date library. What is that? Or what is Kotlin time? What is it, like their duration thing? It's like a new. So it's in Kotlin standard lib. Funny, like I don't actually use Kotlin to get the current datetime very often. What's the Kotlin time thing though? Hello, Fearless Cobra. I don't know if I really want to use a local datetime though. Is there a clock API? Kotlin time. What do they want me to use instead? Time source. Minitonic. What does that give me? Mark now. It's the time mark. Okay, maybe we'll try that. Source now, mark now, mark now. First. Gives me experimental. Sure, why not? So can I not? Yeah, no, I can. Oh, I need to give it a duration. There we go. This should give me a duration. Operation is disallowed. Not a well-defined operation. Kotlin duration. In dot seconds. I was thinking. Basically I wanted to delay a certain amount of time, which like delaying 1,000 milliseconds is not guaranteed to be like 1 second later. So I was gonna get new time and then figure out how much time has elapsed and display that. Taurus Vegas says it's not easy to have just seconds and a while to zero with a delay. Yeah, I mean that's the easy way to do this, I mean maybe is fine for the sake of demonstration. It's just not really guaranteed to be an accurate time, so I was trying to avoid it. Okay, so this is okay. Well, I might just do the lazy thing at the moment. And then I'll come back and try and figure out the more correct way to do this. So like if we did something like this, so let's say we had like seconds left, just an int. Do that. So I'm going to make this nullable and think that the idea is if it's non-null, then I'm going to display that. Seconds left. And then I'll try to think about what the right way to handle some of this state would be. Scope, what happened to scope? Many in there. Seconds left. Andre says, hey Leland, how's it going? Played a little with the pointer input API. I really like using suspend functions to handle them, especially compared to the older APIs. Adam was advertising this a lot next to coroutine related threads on Twitter. Glad it lives up to the hype. I don't think I had to do custom touch stuff frequently before, but it seems much easier now. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like Adam and I were kind of talking about this early on, and I was a little more skeptical, maybe similar to you, but I trust Adam, and he was pretty adamant that this was like the right way to do things, and I think it really worked out. Florian says from Java time, Kotlin daytime. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting in a slump here. So let's think about the right way to model this state. I think there's, so let's say, you know, when the app starts, we're kind of empty, and let's say we start with 0 here. There's like 0 seconds. So I think what we want to, so we have seconds left, and then we've got like the finger position, which null means that it's, you know, your finger is not touching anything. You're not currently dragging. And then I think we kind of want an is started state here, which is going to be Boolean. Salman Q says, who's Adam in this conversation? Yeah, I think on Twitter his handle is Adam WP. His real name is Adam Powell. Yeah, Adam WP is his Twitter handle. He's one of the leads on Compose. All right, and so what I'm thinking here is we can say if, well, actually I'm not sure that we need the is started. The problem I'm like grappling with is that when we're moving the wheel around, then the text that we display is sort of it's a function of where your finger is, and so it's being driven by position. But then once you let go, then it's sort of being driven by time at that point. And so I don't know if I like how that is like two different things there. So I guess we can say is if position is null, yeah, I think that's what we need to do. So All right, so let's say let's create a function to end drag, right? And what we're gonna do there is we're gonna say take the current position, if current null, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna say seconds left. Seconds left equals that, and is started equals false. And then we're gonna say position equals null. And if position doesn't equal, if position already equal null, then we're this is like, we shouldn't run into this. Okay. So here I want to say state.end drag. Then we can do the same for drag cancel. So let's have a start drag where we pass in offset or position, which is going to be this. State.start drag. And maybe we just do this. Start position. And so if, so maybe is started is maybe the wrong word for it. Let's rename it to is counting down. And then, so if we start dragging, we don't want the countdown to be doing anything. So we'll do that. Start drag. Okay, and then this might be good enough for the on drag. We could make another method for completeness. Let's just go ahead and do that. On drag delta position, if position really shouldn't equal null here. Actually, maybe it will. Yeah. Okay. And then this is the delta. All right, and then at some point there might be something we do there, but I'm not sure. I don't think there is right now. So let's just say state that on drag, pass in the amount. All right. So let's say private var job. So this will be our count job. Really is counting down could arguably be just that. So maybe we stop. So let's just say here job.cancel and job equals null. All right, we'll do that. But really, we want to do that here. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so let's ignore that state for the time being. And then toggle, we'll say if job is null, then we're going to do this. Otherwise, we're going to stop it. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Salah McHugh says, I've seen him on the Slack channel a lot, explaining some things very extensively. Yeah. Who are the leads in Compose then? I would be very interested in following them on Twitter or wherever else they're active on to read all the content that may be coming out from them. So the leads of Compose. I think so. Adam is one. Romagi is one. Clara Bayari is one. I think Simid Sinir is one. I don't know. There are a lot of leads. So Nick Butcher and Chris Baines, they're on developer relations, so they're not technically Compose leads, although I think Nick Butcher is the DevRel lead for I don't know, all these terms I always get confused because there's I don't know the exact like sort of, you know, title and position of everyone, and I like it when people don't I don't know, over index on those things, but yeah, all of these people are really great people to follow, and they're all super smart. Adam McGinnis says, Adam McNeely says, there's an account, ComposeBot, which is about to retweet anything using the Compose hashtag. Following that is an easy way to get resources into your feed. Yeah, that bot, you know, I've noticed that I think that bot, well, you know, Compose is kind of difficult because if you just search for Compose, you know, the word compose is used for a lot of other things, especially in the context of Twitter, because you compose a tweet on Twitter. But then if you use the words Jetpack Compose together, not everyone talking about Compose always uses those two words. And so then you might miss some stuff that way as well. So anyway. All right, let's see. So I'm happy with the state here. I think one of the only problems then is this time method. So here we could say if oh, and then what we want to do, yeah, okay, nDrag does that. Yeah, okay. So if we're counting down, position, I'm wondering if seconds left we're using int. Okay. Let's just call these what they are. Position, second left, job. We probably don't need that. If position job not equal to null, or position equals null, then let's say we do this. Use a when statement. Yeah, maybe the right thing is to just do this up in here. Seconds left. Next. All right, I think that'll work. Missing a right here, and so this way I'm just updating seconds left always on drag, which I think just makes this code easier. And in that case, I'm really just only ever returning seconds left, right? I think so. Let's give that a shot. Job cancel. All right. Oh, there's a build error. Remember, ooh, thank you for catching this, compiler. So I can't do that inside of a remember call. You know what? Let me just remove that default value since we're not using it anyway. And then, yeah, okay, so go up to, okay, so we'll have to tweak that. We're like, we need some state after position clears. We need like a, you know, a last position or something. Yeah. Okay. So if I if I hit play, this will start counting down. Now, if I put my hand down, it stopped. I can start it again. Okay. Solomon Q says Square just released a library about Android Windows. My question is, does Compose also do anything like that, or just one activity window and everything else is Compose drawing on a canvas? So Compose does create other windows. I'm not sure if that is what you're meaning here. Let me take a look at this. Introducing curtains. Right. Let's see. On Android, this is every distinct floating thing you see on your device managed by a distinct window. Yeah, the timer needs to stop at 0, I suppose. Okay. So I guess I'm not sure that Compose is doing anything like, providing APIs like this library is, but Compose does create other windows. So like if you use dialogue or alert and stuff like that, we'll create a new window so that it correctly draws over all of the UI, or else, we'd have problems if, if you had a small piece of your app be Compose and then like you created like an alert or something, you wouldn't be able to draw outside of that like small part of your screen unless we created a new window, and so that's what we do. All right. Okay, so first thing we can easily change this, so we can say while seconds left is greater than 0. So I'm wondering if, so maybe the right thing to do is we can say var end position. Let's call it that. Oops. End position. And we'll also have is dragging as a state. And so let's deal with that. So we'll say is dragging equals false. So then start drag equals is dragging true. Oh, should be start if it's false. Okay, so on drag, we're good. And okay, so toggle probably won't get hit when is dragging is true. All right, and then you know, maybe what we want to do here is, I mean, end position theoretically could be non-null here if we wanted it to be. Yeah, the problem is once we start counting down, we wanna reduce the position by the same amount. I don't like how intertwined some of this state is. I think okay. I mean, you know, I guess I just basically need to do the inverse of this operation, but I don't like that I am doing that. Yeah, I know there's minus seconds. If I update it, there won't be. But I wasn't stopping it before. So I think one thing I could do is just is like I could have the source of truth just being this end position, and then I can derive seconds from that. But that feels a little off. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the right thing. So here, basically, I could say end position equals so if I have so next is the number of seconds left, and then what I want to do is update the end position to be the corresponding kind of position around the wheel. And so what I want to do is mod 60. And then I want to get I need to get the position. Which is weird because I would need to determine a radius for that, but okay, so let's get our angle. The angle is, so this is going to be, so if I get it times 6, then that's going to be in degrees. And I multiply that by pi divided by 180, then that's going to be in radians. Okay, angle, yeah, it's theta, and then I'll say radius. I don't want this to be too small. Like I could just pick unit radius, but I don't know if there's something somewhere else that's gonna like round it to a pixel or something, and so I'm cautious of doing that. So I'm just going to pick like 100. It doesn't actually matter because we're not looking at the radius whenever we're drawing anything. So I think as long as it's just high enough that we don't care about rounding errors, I think it's fine. So then we say M position is going to be cosine theta times radius and sine theta times radius. And then this is probably, I want it to be floats. Okay. So I think that'll work. I'm kind of weirded out by it a little bit. But maybe it's all right. So in this case now, end position is only going to be null in like the very beginning of the application. And we should end up using it later on. Okay, so let's see. So if we go to 53, okay, that didn't work. I think we're missing a 180 somewhere. I see. So times 6 minus 180 is what we want. All right, that should work now. Let's see. You know, we ended up choosing 40 tick marks because that was what the mockup had. But since it's like 1 second each, maybe we should maybe we should choose 60. Let's try that. All right, a little more crowded, but now it should be 1 tick mark per second, which is good. All right. Okay, so this is neat. One of the things that I wanted to try was to represent whenever I go over, when I go over this boundary here, what I kind of want to happen is I want to have it take this whole like colored circle and kind of like animate it in a little bit, and then like the rest of the circle will be gray, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna try and do here. But that is kind of some tricky logic. And also when it went to 0, it just like reset, which is kind of interesting. I think when we're at, when we go to 0, let's just say M position equals null in that case. Okay. So I'm going to introduce one more step state, which so let's see, when we go to drag, I think what I want is to know if actually I'm going to rename this from current to previous. Previous next. Okay, so then let's say we have a prev theta. Okay, if prev, Alright, so I'm gonna break up these as two separate operations. Okay, so previous not null. Let's just deal with that for now. Then next is previous plus delta. Now theta equals prev theta Okay, so I think if previous theta and next theta changed sign, but it's not just that. So if they go up here, what it's going to be, so previous theta is going to be between 90 and 180. So let's say is greater than 90, or sorry, previous theta greater than 90, and next theta is less than minus 90. So what that means is that we went around the wheel clockwise. And so if we had a state that was like minutes, of 0, then what we could do here is we could say, okay, minutes plus plus. So we went around once. And then if we go the other way, then what that means is that prev theta is less than minus 90, and next theta is greater than 90. Minutes minus minus. And then otherwise we do nothing. So nothing to handle there. And then we say, we can do that. And then in this else block, I don't really know what we need to do here. Next equals offset. sorry, delta is what it's called. I guess one way to do this is to say, now, next position. Actually, I can shadow it there. It's not a big deal. Let's say that, and then delta here. And then we'll just move those down there. Okay. All right, so now we've got this minutes number, which will kind of tell us how many little rings to make. So I'm gonna move minutes up top. I'm gonna rename seconds left to just seconds, just because I think it's a little bit cleaner. All right, and then so I wonder in this calculation, maybe instead of doing end position at theta, the right thing to do here is just state that minutes, or seconds, sorry, which is from 0 to 60, and then we'll do times 6 minus 180. But then the new thing here is that we might want, let's see. So the total number of minutes is just going to be like a number of rings. Yeah, so let's just say so here what I can do is I can make start radius so first of all I want to reduce the start radius fraction a bit. I think doing it to like 0.4 might be good. And I want to start there. But first, what I want to do is for I in 0 until minutes. I guess we do that. You can do that for each one. Actually, let's not do. Let's keep this a constant, and then we'll just do this for each one. So basically, I want to draw like a small line for each minute, and then the big line for the like current minute that's going down, and it'll almost be like a dot rather than a line. And so what we're gonna have here is we're gonna have a radius equals start radius okay. Yes. Use something like this. Can I like draw a dot? Is that draw points? Okay. Maybe that's what it'll be instead. Draw a point. I can do that in like a single operation, which is kind of nice. Point mode. So it's point and offset. Yeah. So let's try that. So let's say list of start position. So if I equals minutes minus 1, then we can do this. So I'm gonna draw. Oh no, but I want to do points. Okay, that doesn't work. Well, it's just not as clean, I guess. Let me get rid of this. So instead of having a nested for loop, I'm just gonna create a list of points to draw, and then draw the end line. I think that'll be reasonable. So let's see. Draw points. What else do I need here? So point mode. Don't know what that is. Let's find out. Okay, I guess points is the thing. So I'm passing a brush, and I want a stroke width, a stroke cap, and then that should be good. Stroke width, stroke cap. Which are these two things. Spondra says, "Hey Leon, what's your opinion about using countdown timer? Is it similar to delay in terms of accuracy?" I don't know. I mean, probably not if that's like what it's called. Oh, Android.os. Honestly, I didn't really know about this. I mean, maybe this is like a good thing to use. So start, system clocks. Yeah, I think elapsed real time is probably a good thing to use. Milliseconds since boot. Yeah, I mean this should be accurate. Probably more accurate than other things. So I think this is a good thing to use. I just didn't know about it. Okay. So I'm just gonna like pretend that we have 1 minute here and see what that looks like. So it's gonna cover oh, I guess I can just take the start position and I can just multiply it by a little bit. All right, to start off, I'm gonna just try this because I want to see what these points look like. All right, position equals. But that won't quite work because, oh no, that will. Yeah, okay. So what I want is this. All right, let's just see what that looks like. Kishima says those dot comments look nice. Is that a plugin? I think it's like a new Android Studio thing. To be honest, I'm not really sure I like it, but yeah, this is something that Android Studio seems to be doing now. You can you click this and it kind of reverts to the original. It seems like it should be nice because it kind of reduces the footprint. But I don't know, for some reason my brain just doesn't like reading these like this. I'm not really sure why. Okay, that's kind of cool. So this is what it looked like. So these little dots are showing up kind of, before the start position, which is like what I wanted. So now I want to do this for each minute. So let's just say val points equals minutes. Zero. What's the best way to can't I get a range from a map? Or a list from a range? That's what I meant. What do I want here? Yeah, does it only give me... Alright, whatever. What I will do is instead... I guess that. Offset. There has to be a better way to do that. Someone tell me. I'm like trying to think if I have a number and I just want to populate. There's some list operator to do that. I can't think of it right now. Okay, so I'm making a set of points. And they will be like this. Offset, I'm going to use radius. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say also radius plus tick width plus, let's say 2. Actually, let's call that something. Let's just call that dot spacing. Dot spacing. Let's say that's 2. Or okay, and then dot spacing we will use down here. Equal to dot spacing. And I want this to be center plus. So here then start position is going to be radius because that's what we had before. And we've been mutating it here. The start position is constant now, and now this is our main line. Let me draw that and we should be good. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, so Josie, I think I tried 0.minutes.map. It seems like it wasn't showing up, but I do think SalaMQ, the list of minutes constructor, is probably what I'm wanting here. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's like getting there is an end condition here. Let's see it all. So we might want to think about a different way of like packing those dots. I'm not sure what that would be though. Whoop. Guess we crashed if that went to -1, which makes some sense. We can fix that though. Let's see. Where were we doing that here? So minutes equals half.max. Let's just call it max of 0 and minutes -1. Okay. So what else didn't we like about that? It just kind of kept growing. So let me set this up. This will work. All right. So this kind of adds it, and then when we go to 0, it should just kind of do nothing. Okay. So yeah, my dog's barking. So now we can fix the text here, which minutes, seconds. And we should probably pad that. So not sure what the what's the best way to do that in Kotlin? Number, pad, characters. Kotlin. I think there's like a string builder thing for this. So we want I thought there was a utility for this, but I don't think so. So I think what I'm going to do is just do this. String So let's say minutes. Let's say last two. Two. Substring. Oh, it's called pad start. Okay, and it's on string. I can do this. That pad start. Yeah, I think this should give us what we want. We'll do that, and then seconds. Pad start to. I think that works. We'll find out. Seconds. This needs to be a character. All right, let's find out if this works. Okay, neat. All right, now this is not going to count down correctly. So we'll have to do some logic here. Let's move this into a function down. And let's say, well, minutes greater than 0. Yeah, Zdenek, that was the right thing to use, was pad start. Thanks for that. Okay. So, I'm not super happy with how these dots are looking. I think I don't know. I'm trying to think of like some interesting math that we could use to kind of scrunch them together a little bit more, but ease them out as they extend towards the edge. Not really sure. Okay, so let's say that we count down here. And so here we're subtracting 1 second. So now minutes. say next equals -1. So I wonder if we say, if we do win, we can say so if previous seconds is greater than 0, then all we do is seconds and now next minutes. Actually, maybe let's just do it this way. This will feel a little bit cleaner. So we can say when seconds greater than 0, seconds minus, when seconds equals 0 and minutes greater than 0, seconds equals 60, minutes minus. Abdul Rauf says, what about doing all calculations in seconds only and convert that to minutes when you want at the end? That is a pretty good idea. Maybe I should do that. All right, so let's say minutes equals seconds rem 60. That was okay, and then seconds equals seconds mod 60. So we can do that. That seems pretty good. So what would we need to do then? I can get rid of that. So how about I just have a seconds get fix total seconds. Okay, and so then this is going to be seconds so this is going to be seconds mod 60 and then minutes and sorry, total seconds. And then sorry, remainder is not actually what I wanted. What I want is total seconds divided by 60 floor. Okay. So that seems reasonable. And so then I just need to stop using seconds in some places. So this gets like a little bit different here. All right, so I want to capture the minutes here. And so if we were adding a minute, then it would be minutes times 60 plus 1. Plus this. Yeah. And then here it would be minutes minus 1. Otherwise, it's going to be minutes. So let's just capture that in a temp variable. So next minutes equals, to reduce some of this logic here, minutes plus 1, minutes minus 1, otherwise minutes. And then we just say next minutes times 60. I think that'll work. Not really sure. Okay, and so then here we can just get rid of these, calculating them above. So then, all right, so countdown is what we just simplified. And then here we just say total seconds. I guess this doesn't matter. This is going to be total seconds minus 1. Okay. I'm sure I probably messed something up, but let's see if that works. right. So that seems pretty good. Okay. Seems to jump incorrectly there, right? So what's happening? So we're at 50. And then we jump. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so seems like it can grow very fast here. All right. So that indicates some sort of an error in logic. Here. Previous in position. So if I go quickly here, it just does it once. Does not always subtract, or does it? Interesting. Math.max 0 minutes -1. Well, that definitely seems like it should be there, but it's not clear to me that that would cause this issue. Total seconds. Ah. Well, let's see if it fixed it, in case it does. Ooh, it's getting kind of late. I probably should go soon. So it still definitely has an issue. That was weird that it did that. Oh, okay, so ndrag is wrong. This probably isn't needed anymore, since we're doing it on drag. So I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot going on here. This is actually, it's funny. Born in Brock's yesterday was asking if I was going to show some unit testing and stuff, and I didn't think there would be, I don't know, much that would be a good example for unit tests yesterday. But actually, this class is kind of doing quite a bit that it's probably be good to start testing some of it. So maybe we'll do that another time. But I think I'm getting a little bit tired, and I've got some other work to do, so I might stop it there. But I think it's kind of cool where we got. Let's see if we run this, that on drag or stop drag bug should be gone. Yeah, and then in the draw here, we should be looking at seconds and not total seconds. Which actually, that might be where some of the issues are coming from. Not sure. Yeah, there's still, seems like on the 2 minute. So on 2 minutes, it seems to, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway. All right. I mean, definitely some more work to be done, but I think it's kind of cool. As is, and we'll keep working on it. But I do think I'm gonna end it there. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. I think maybe the next round I'm gonna do is gonna be some compiler work instead of some more of this dog fooding, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm getting into this like counter thing, so I might continue it. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. Thanks everyone. I'll see you later.